Here we are, kiddos. We're at the Atlantic White Cedar Swamp Trail. I'm gonna walk this thing a little bit today, and then we're gonna paint this bad boy. This is the coolest place on the Cape. So walking this trail, it's like the coolest thing to look at. There is mosquitoes here though. If you don't like mosquitoes, it may not be your cup of tea. But this thing seems to go forever. I'm being told what to do, and if you hear the voice in the background, it's my boss. Yeah. And I'm not used to walking a lot. Look at all the moss and stuff. These are where the real fairies live too. I don't know if you knew that. If you're lucky, you get to see one, but they're pretty sneaky and they hide really well. I just can't wait to paint. So I'm gonna stop and take a video where we're gonna paint. Hey kiddos, we're doing the Atlantic White Cedar Trail today. We actually walked it yesterday. I was gonna paint it there, but it was so windy and kind of spooky too. It's just the coolest place though. This is one I did earlier. It's just a kind of creepy looking trees, that beautiful cedar path that goes through the woods all over the swampy area. It's just so cool looking. You have to be there. It has that nice smell to it too. Cheers kids, we're gonna start this off. This is an 18 by 24 canvas. It's a little bit bigger than the one I'm using here. That's a 16 by 20. It's still pretty good size. But we're gonna go through this. Hang on a second. Oh, that's better. I got my basic acrylic paints I went over before, but I can add in a link or something. I get these from Michael's. Basic primary colors, white, blue, yellow, black, tiny bit of red, and I love this orange. Orange I get in a tube. It's my favorite orange. You get it in a tube at Michael's. Good chip. And my basic brushes that I use all the time. This one here is called a big brush. And we got the medium brush, little red guy, has kind of a flat end. Flat ends are kind of cool. And a little baby brush. Love this brush. But my favorite, I'm bringing it out again today. The older, the dirtier, the grungier. The grungier. I can't even talk, and I just started. This is a woodpecker brush. You get these at anywhere. Michael's, Job Lot, Home Depot. They're less than $1, except for Michael's. But these things, you can beat them up. They just work like a Bob Ross brush, you know. It's that business, $29.95 at Michael's. So we're gonna start this thing off. Oh, I got a water cup. You gotta have the water cup, and they always say don't drink the water. There's always one that does though, I tell you. This place is so cool. It's up in Wellsfleet on the Cape. It's just took a mile 0.2, I think it's that long. And I'm not a big walker. I'm not exactly in perfect shape, so. But we walked it, had my wife with me and Ryan, and we walked the whole 1.2 miles, and we got to the end, we came out, and we were 3 miles away from our car. So I ended up walking 5 miles yesterday. So my hips hurt, and I'm gonna complain all day though. Big brush. I'm just gonna do the background, kind of blurry white stuff here. And being messy is good, that's what I like to tell people. Don't try to be a neat freak. I got some white, maybe a little bit of blue, whatever happens here. Just stroke it up and down. Blue and white. I should try music today. I'm gonna try it. And I wanted to get kind of like a dirty look to it, so I might add a little bit of blue, some white. I don't care how far down I go, it doesn't bother me. I just want to get it to be musty looking, musty, swampy air. And we're gonna go all the way across. This is a bigger canvas than I used the last time, so it takes a little longer, so I don't want to bore you. But I am gonna add some colors to this, just to dull it up a little bit. I could add a tiny bit of black. That's too easy. I'm gonna tiny a little bit of red, a little bit of blue, a lot of white. It just kind of dulls it up a little bit. I mean orange, that's orange. I just started drinking, holy cow. Just get it in there and blend it away, like your 401k. Sometimes, you get weird colors in here. You can play with it, do anything you want. Just be creative, that's the key. I add a little red this time, a little orange. Whatever happens, happens. A little blue, a lot of white. You just kind of blend it in. I get some more of that musty orange over here. Sometimes you add a little yellow to it. It's just whatever happens. Let's get it like dull looking, dull. Just stroke that shit out of it. You can't go wrong with this. I'm gonna throw some yellow in there, yellow and white, whatever happens. Get some colors in here. It starts to look kind of blendy and cool. I'll do a little over here. You know, gotta give both sides some love. That's a lot of yellow there. You need that. There we go. So that's our first step. I'm just getting the sky and the background done. Pretty easy so far. I'm not gonna put it in water, I'm just gonna wipe it off. Wipe it off. Hang in there with me, kids. Hey, we're back again. I had so I'm gonna still use the big brush. I wiped it off really good. I'm gonna make some really light gray, light gray. And you could add another color if you want. I got a little tiny bit of black, a lot of white, so it's very light gray. I'm gonna hold it so it's flat on the side, flat. I'm just gonna make some background. Sometimes you can barely see them. Random little trees here. Wherever they go, they go. Happy little trees. Bob Ross. Oh, I brought him with me today. Where is he? In case I get stumped or get in a problem, I got little Bobby right here. He's been beat up. He's been through a few nights, I'll tell you. Good old Bob Ross. Guy changed the game of painting. Very special. So this is very light gray. Sometimes just white would work. It don't matter. Just tickle a bunch of it in there. You notice I'm never careful. It's more about techniques and just play with it. Play with it till you like it. I'm gonna bring the camera up here so you can kind of see where we end up. So I got little background trees, you can barely see them. Just a bunch of chick going on in here. Let me set it down, see if I can do this without falling over. I just fell over. So you can see all those little trees, you can barely see them, just some light grays in there. I got the whole top done. Kind of get the same look as this one here, a little bit different. And actually when I went there, I'll put some pictures in later. I always paint things a little different anyways, because I always say, see it the way it is, see it better than it is, and make it that way. So I'm just gonna wipe this off. Still got a tiny bit of gray in here, the big brush, but I'm trying to edge in where I want this path to be. And I'm gonna use the side, a lot of white. I got a tiny bit of gray in here. I don't want much gray though. Flatten the side, it comes across well, a little bit below halfway. So I'm just gonna make a line like this, and it's gonna come, see how far out on the bottom it comes. It comes all the way out to here, and all the way out, almost to the edge. So there's my path. I should make it darker so you can see it. But the cool thing about this is we're just gonna streak some light gray. It's a cedar path, cedar, tiny bit. I don't wanna get too dark, but I want you to see it, so I'm gonna go a little darker than normal. Oh, Lordy mercy. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back and forth with it like this. I know where the edges are. Sometimes take a little white, just kind of blend it across. Whatever happens, happens. I know the line's right here and right here. We're just gonna get that in there so I know where it is. And you can go over the edge here, it doesn't matter. We're gonna fill it in with some dark, ugly stuff. It is a swamp. It's all the way in Wellsfleet, way down the Cape, and that's like some of the beautiful things on Cape Cod are way down there. It's actually a long ride, but it's worth it sometimes, you know? Yeah, I'm talking to the wall over here. So I got kind of edged in where it is. Easier to do this. So that's where the path's gonna be. I don't worry about it now. Sometimes just throw some white, tickle it, blend it. And it's gotta be straight, horizontal, because that's how the wood's gonna go. So I'm just gonna set that down and grab my Happy Juice here. Oh God, it's empty again. It's going too quick today. I got the big brush, didn't clean it, just kind of wiped it off. I took some white and stuff in there. I just take black. I always add a little blue to it. You can't see it, it's gonna look black, but this is where I make my path kind of the edges sharp. So I know where the edges are, you can kind of see it. I'm holding on the side. There it is. Little black, little blue, what are you gonna do? Over here, way out to here. And it kind of goes something like this. Not gonna be perfect. I try not to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I just want to have fun and show you some techniques. That's kind of it there. So now that's my path. I got it edged in where I want it to be. I'm gonna take the rest of this ugly black and blue stuff and fill all this in. A lot of times I put it on thin because I want it to dry. Good thing about acrylic paints is they dry kind of quick. Oil paints, you gotta wait like a week. It's a whole different animal, but it's fun. Any paint is good. Any brush is good. Paint with a mop if you have to, it doesn't matter. So good for your mind, therapeutic. So we're gonna wrap this up here. I'm gonna fill all this in with black. I don't wanna bore you. I'm just gonna put black in here. I'll go across here a little bit and I'll get all this colored in, and then we'll come right back because my drink's empty anyways. Here we go. I had to get another one. Long walk to the bar here, but it's worth it, you know. To make some Pissa martinis. All right, I'm gonna get my medium brush this time, the little guy. I'll take a little bit of white. And I'm gonna try to give the effect that there's some shadows on this wood, because there's trees all over the place, and there's some crazy trees. They're bending, they like talking to you. Walking through here, I felt like I was in that Avatar, Pandora. You know, Pandora? I was waiting for some creature to jump out. You never know. But it was early May, so it wasn't too bad. And I'm just gonna make some marks across. Sometimes I hit the side and bring in a little color. Sometimes I just add it. A little black, a lot of white, get some gray in here. If you get too much, I just get some color in here. There's gonna be some shadows from trees going across, crooked trees. I don't do too much, but just enough to give it the effect. Sometimes I do too much. Let's go back to white, just kind of tickle it, so it blends away a little bit. So it don't look so jagged. It looks more shadowy, if there is such a word. I don't know. I have my own kind of vocabulary. You'll probably pick it up as I go along. Get some white here, maybe some lights coming through. But it's just kind of messy. And I want to go all the way across a little bit, so I will. Just take some white and just kind of blend it over. But you always want to keep it straight, whatever you're doing, flat. That's the word. Oh, I even got a little blue in there somehow. That's happy. Blue's good. I get some white right here and just go right across. Oh, that's cool looking. I don't always stop halfway, because you don't want to go halfway with anything. You either do it or you don't. I got a lot of color in here. Might add a little white and touch it up a little bit. But it kind of looks like there's some shadows casting over that road. And the key thing about it, we're gonna make the little wood lines. I use a card for that. I'm gonna show you that in a second, but I gotta pick up my drink. This is getting serious here. You just play with it. Don't try to be perfect, or, you know, painting is just playing with paint, trying things. If you don't like it, just paint it again. You don't get frustrated painting. It's like so good when you have the right mindset. A lot of times people really get into this. I say you go into that zone. The zone is when you're so focused on what you're doing, you're so into it. Bombs could be going off, you wouldn't hear it. It's the zone, greatest place in the world to be. I'm telling you, I love it. I get in the zone sometimes. There's nothing can go on. I don't hear anything. I'm just focused on blending some paint and just playing with it. So good for the mind, therapeutic. That's where we're at. We're gonna add little lines in here. Then we'll start doing some fun stuff. I'm gonna throw this in the water, because we're not gonna use that for a while. I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna get my cod from the Cape. We call it a cod. I always get that thing backwards. So I was just poking all the trees. Dark on one side, I poke it into the white a little bit. You just kind of look tree-like. Kind of get the idea. This is where I start to play with it a little bit. I gotta figure out this video thing here. Maybe I had too many of my happy juice today, but God, it feels good. So I'm just trying to give you some techniques and explain to you how I look at art. And it's like music. You want to get that feeling. You want to express your thoughts as how you feel. That's why I don't try to duplicate everything exactly. I just duplicate what I was thinking and feeling at the time. I'm gonna actually play with it a little bit, because the more happy juice I have, the more fun I want to have. I'll go back to my dirty woodpecker brush. I didn't clean it or nothing. A little black, maybe some blue. I'll just add a couple little happy dark stuff in here. It don't matter. Just over the trees a little bit. Just give it a little. You can add color later, or you don't have to. Just leave it like this. Whatever you feel. It's a feeling. I'll wipe it off. Oh, that medium brush, I gotta find it. Here it is. Sometimes on the bottom here, I try to give it some leaves that look a little different. So I'll take the medium brush, this guy, and just use the tippity corner, just the tippity corner. I'm just gonna kind of poke some tiny little leaves here. You can barely see that, but it looks a little different because it's towards the ground. Looks like leaves. Sometimes you can do different colors, especially in the fall. The fall is beautiful. I like to come back here in the fall because there's no mosquitoes. This thing's it's a swamp. It's a swamp. You get some bright little speckly stuff down here. It gives a little happiness to it, that's all. So I'm pretty good. We got to do the Fairyland down here. Might even add a ferry or two because I felt like they were there. It really felt like it was some kind of Disney movie at this place. It's such a cool walk to do. And I'm a big walker. Wasn't looking for exercise. I was just looking for nature. Nature is freaking beautiful. And the more I painted, I look at things so differently. Like you look at bushes or little trees. Oh, that's a fan brush. Oh, that's the woodpecker brush. I want to paint it. It's just so cool. I'm getting carried away, but you get the idea. You just play with it, add some stuff, happy little stuff. We're gonna let this dry a little bit, and then we're gonna do the Fairyland down here. Wicked, wicked easy. Wicked easy. Oh God, I'm in trouble. Hang in there, kids. And I finished the rocks. Put black on the bottom, kind of scrubbed them up. Kind of look like rocks when you look at them. At least my rocks. And all these, this black area is all swamp. There'll be some grass in there too, but I try to make little reflections for each rock because it'll be reflecting down. So I got a little like orange, a little white on here. I was gonna very lightly tickle some down here. Straight down. Oh yeah. Just a little bit. Like hair. Straight like hair. There we go. A little crooked. I had a couple of blue ones. Just do the same thing, a little blue, tiny bit of white. That's enough. Let's get some color down here. You can barely see it, but that's the key. It'll be reflecting down a little bit. Yeah, was that blue? I don't remember. So I got little reflections underneath them. It's not a big deal. And I'll tell you how to make reflections in a second. But no more drinks. I'm good. I'm good. I'm getting freaking loopy here. Whenever you make reflections down that's vertical, you gotta have something horizontal. Sometimes I use a card and I stamp white paint in it, something straight. But I'm gonna try to do it with a baby brush. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me get one. Sometimes I use a wet brush too. It makes it easier when you're trying to make thin lines. I take a little white and I roll it up to a point. I don't know if I can do this standing up like this, but I just want to get some straight lines underneath it. So I got vertical and horizontal. Got a little white line here. Just randomly. Just tickle some stuff in here. Try to keep it straight though, unlike what I just did. Put a few randomly. We're going to cover some of these anyways. You get that. Just tickle some lines here, straight. It's kind of the idea. Makes it look reflection-y. Randomly put it. So I just put little straight lines in there underneath it. You can do more if you want. And it don't have to be just where the reflection is. You can go over a lot, way over, whatever you feel like. I put some in here. I'm cleaning my brush, what I'm doing. Now we're gonna make the happy moss, one of my favorite parts. I gotta get my medium brush. Hang in there, kids. Just one more sip. Damn, that's good. Here we go. This is where we're at so far. We gotta get some pretty colors in here now. Medium brush, I wiped it off really good so it's dry. I take a little yellow paint. Yellow turns green. You know, a lot of people like blue and yellow. That makes cartoon green. This is my green here. I just tap it off. I'll pick anywhere I want to put moss. Maybe a little bundle right here. Oh, a little brighter. So I get that bright yellow speckly chip up on top. That's some moss right there. That's my moss. And I let it fade away. Sometimes I make it really bright on the top. This fades away. Just making little bundles of it wherever I feel like I need moss. I'm gonna make mine bright so you can see it. Don't have to be that bright though. There's some beautiful stuff right in front of the tree. Look at that. And it just kind of fades away. Into the mud. Into the mud. Those little moss piles. And I'm looking at the video here. It's much brighter in real life, but sometimes that's the way life is. Real life is so much gooder. But if you ever go into this Atlantic White Cedar path, you'll understand what I'm talking about today. At least some of you will. It's just a beautiful place. Cape Cod has so many unique places. Tourists come down here for the ocean, which ain't too bad if you like cold water and sharks, but I just like the nature down here. It's amazing. Now, I went over some of my reflections. It doesn't matter. It all comes together. Right over to this little walkway. You do it wherever you want. I'll put some mossy right here. Happy moss. And this works best when the black dark paint is dry. If you wait and do it when it's wet, it gets kind of mucky. Of course, mucky's not too bad in this place. That's what it looks like. It's always light to dark, light to dark. I do one right here, right in front of that rock. Doesn't matter. And I do the same thing. I'll do one right here. I'm going to go in with this little bit of color here. And I'm very lightly going to tickle some down, give it the idea of reflection. Sometimes less is better. Here's some, just a little bit. Barely see it. You don't need much, but I know it's there. Makes me feel happy. That's kind of the moss. That's how the moss looks. Kind of how it looked to me yesterday. I'm gonna do a couple over here. Or wherever you want. We can add a lot of little details. You can do this forever. Sometimes you get carried away, you can't stop, you don't know when to finish. I never get too carried away. I just try to wrap it up and see what I'm painting next. But we're gonna go to some cool places on the Cape. There's so many secret little gems here. It's a beautiful place of nature, beyond just the ocean. We're gonna find some cool things. I got a whole bunch of stuff lined up. Kind of excited about it. We try to paint one a week. If I can do more, I will. But it's hard because I'm still doing live events. And those are crazy fun. Nothing beats a live event. Put some stuff back here, just randomly, wherever you want. A little bit over here. Yeah, the same thing. I'm just gonna pull a little bit down, reflection-y, a little bit down. And I can still make some more white lines if I feel like it. I actually don't feel like it because I want to wrap this thing up. Oh God, that's kind of where we're at here. I'm gonna look, see if I missed something. I'll bring this up to get a closer look. And you can add trees and leaves. I might add a couple fairies today because I really feel I saw some fairies there yesterday. I didn't really actually see them, but I sensed they were there watching me. And I went there a few years ago and I seen these cool looking frogs. They had apparently poisonous ones. They had speckles on them and stuff. The one that just blended right into the moss, you couldn't even see him. He was so hiding so well. Yeah, I want to add a fairy. Let me hold on a second. All right, we're gonna add a couple fairies anyways. I should do a frog, but I'm getting tired here. Baby brush, just wiped it off. I take a little white paint. These are my fairies. Put on a dark spot if you want. You can put it anywhere. I'm only do a couple because they were pretty sneaky. Maybe one here. So that beginning of fairy. I'm gonna take my finger. Nothing beats a finger, and just kind of blur it out. So it gets kind of blurry. You thought I was gonna do a fairy, little wings and little green dress and all, but I'm not. That's what Disney does. These are real fairies. They're just kind of floating around. And sometimes I take a little white paint, go back, just poke the middle a little bit, because it makes them look happy. And I'm assuming they're happy fairies. I don't know. They're very secretive. I got one more down here. Oh, maybe I should do a frog, or maybe I should just quit while I'm ahead here. This is kind of it. This is the Atlantic White Cedar walking trail. Coolest place. One of the greatest places. So many secret little gems on the Cape. This is in Wellsfleet. You should get out there in the summer. Go early in the morning. You can see the steam raising up off the ground. You're going to feel like you're in a different country. But thanks for following along, kiddos. We're going to wrap this thing up. And I appreciate you watching this here. And I hope to see you at a live event someday. God bless you, kiddos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah.